on the under-24 team, so it's probably not him. Yeah, game shortly starting here. Hopefully this will switch over to the graphics for the next match. Oh, end of match. Lovely. Here we go. GB Colombia here. So speaking of fake GB refs, that is Jack over there on the table in the yellow shirt. The other refs for this match are, let's get it find. We're in Court B. We have Benji from Australia, Melissa from Argentina, and Arsev from... Oh no, Benji is... that doesn't look like Benji. Am I reading this right? Well, definitely Melissa from Argentina, Arsev from Turkey, and Jun from Malaysia. And it is indeed Benji from Australia on the chief ref. He's just running a little bit late, very Australian. Okay, so boys are off with bells on here. Game set and on its way. So we have switched buzzer, which is confusing to me personally. So we are now using that buzzer sound. You can currently hear the brrrr. One of the refs who came to finals, one of the European refs, I can't remember who it was now, came to finals to referee for us, commented that he we have like his favorite buzzer sound, which is the frog noise, and I've never compared it to a frog before, but the one that goes whoop 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 whoop, that's his favorite buzzer sound. So, you know, good stuff there. Lovely little dummy there from that number 2. Need to get the sheets up from Austin Gilbert. I think he's the youngest on the team. No, George Gilbert is the youngest on the team. Good drive from the GB boys here. Nice attempt at recentering back into the out of the corner, but unfortunately just lands on a Colombian stick rather than a GB. Turned around and pushed back in again, but Colombian boys very strong, set up very nicely there. Yes, good cutaway cameraman there. Nice pick up from Edgy, nice tackle from George there. And sent back to Franco, who was sent out yesterday for swearing. Melissa, who is refereeing again in this game, came up to me afterwards and said, "Who is the under-19 boy who speaks fluent Spanish?" And I said, yes, that'll be Franco. His parents are from Argentina. So she will be listening out for his Spanish swears. He cannot get away with it by swearing in Spanish here. He will be caught. Bit of a sort of a mush going on here from the GB boys. Look like they're not trying. Not sure what's going on. Maybe they think this is going to be easy for them and they look a bit chill out, but I think we'd better get a few goals up before we try and do that. I don't think it is like that at all. Let's see if we can get some pep in our steps and get going a bit more. Colombians have made a good drive down to the GB corner, making good use of that sort of laissez-faire attitude from the GB boys that we saw a second ago. Look at me, I'm so French. We've got somebody having a swim at the wall there, but again, not much energy going into that. Maybe they stayed up to watch the World Cup final, and that would have been a mistake. I could see Franco maybe have been keen for that. Still pinned on this wall here. Colombia with the possession and trying to get it. And oh, that was lovely. That lovely little switch into the middle. Looks like it was going to be caught out. Couple changes in direction to keep swimming. Keep finding the space. They're still in possession. Flick just caught by the GB player there. That guy's got his kicking legs on. That's what we wanted to see. Let's go. Switch all the way around from the Colombian there. And a lovely little curl. Lots of Colombians down to find support, but the GB sort of not really near the play, actually. Sort of drifting around aimlessly. Where are all the players? Let's get down, boys. And Colombians right up on the tin for GB, and it's picked up there by, as it's called out, and we've got a foul being called. So that is against GB for Colombia. They're going to be annoyed when they score that and come up and realise that actually they've got a free puck. But the buzzer is going. It's incredibly difficult to hear that buzzer. Like if you're near it, then it's okay. But the other one completely drowns it out. And if the Turks were around and screaming, you can't hear it at all. So understandable why they are continuing to play. The Turkish head coach yesterday was hurling abuse at the referees, which is why they were sent out. So the free puck successfully defended here by GB. Maybe that was the sort of kick up the bum they needed to get moving. So taken to the wall, and we've got some fresh subs in as well. Lovely flick off the wall and sent in a direction. Could have done with changing back in there, I think. There was space over there, but a continued switch out there, chased by the Colombians, but it looks like GB have continued to make progress. There we go, that's some good numbers down supporting there. Lots of the Colombians down as well, but GB still in possession and pushing forwards to the tin. Nice open space there. He just stopped. Why is he stopping? Let's get going, boys. And a bit of a mess there. No one there to support. At that point, when you curl in front of the tin, you really want someone down, facing forward, kicking hard, like ready to aim straight at the tin. And instead, there was just sort of no one there. What's going on today? Big hit from number 9 there, taking the stick out of the Colombians' hand. That's Captain Harry Walker there. Colombians with another drive down the wall. It looked a little free army. We'll see if that's what the call is. Note that is gloving against the Colombians. So GB with a free puck near their tin here. Be good to get some good driving from this. Let's get some good support. Let's go. Just going to take a bite of my Nutella sandwich. Sharp tackle there from the Colombian. Oh, I've got bread in my throat. To get that off the wall and resent but retaken back by GB. There was a bold flick there with 2 Colombians in a row before the GB player. Strong drive there. Now that's what we like to see from the number 5, Oliver Brady. That was good swim, well driven, hard fought. But again, not enough support. The support is very spread out. It almost looks like they're all playing in a 3-meter court, but it's only 2. Hasn't gotten deeper overnight. So we have another call here. Harder to see on this court because it's further away from the commentary box. But that is a call against Colombia again. It looked like stick infringement. So GB with a free puck, sort of in the Colombian third here, and we'll be taking a Colombian timeout. Probably a good time to use it, I hope. I can't remember what the coach's name is. If please somebody send me a message, tell me who the coach is. If you're sending it on CMAS TV comments, I'm not reading those. They're not on the screen. I can't see them. So do just send me a message. Let me know who the coach is. But I hope he's telling them to get all a bloody move on, because they all look a little bit sleepy today. And I would like to see some more energy from them, because it's not like the Colombians aren't taking advantage of those big gaps too much. They obviously had that opportunity near the goal, but didn't convert it. But in general, there's lots of space down that both teams could be using better. And the Colombians are fast. If their coach is telling them to do that, then it would look very dangerous for the GB boys. So we're 7.5 minutes through this first half here. I'll be restarting with a GB puck quite close to the Colombian goal, but looks like it's been handily cleared out by the Colombians. Oh, and back in again. Oh, it looks like we're going to be having a little interview with the USA boys, who did very well against Turkey in the previous match. It was 2-1 the final score there. Are they ready? Oh, bless her. In the meantime, over here, we have an equal puck. So
hi, I'm with the guy from Team USA. You seemed not very happy after the game. How do you feel?
It was a good game. Feel like we could have kept it 1-1 till the end. Kind of broke apart a little bit towards the end. I think we did really well as a team, and I think this game really prepared us for our next game.
So we saw your coach talking a lot with the referees at the end of the game. Can you tell us what happened?
I believe he was talking to the coaches about, or the refs about, all the fouls that happened, the screening, and the corner roll,
So you were in the stands cheering on Team USA. How does it give you strength to see the other competing, and what do you think you can bring them from the stand?
It gives us motivation. I feel, especially even when I'm in the game, it gives us a lot of motivation to be in the game, to hear everyone cheering for you. But it also it shows that you have support of everybody up there, and it shows that everybody wants you.
So despite the loss today, what gives you confidence moving forward to the next games?
Turkey's a very, very strong and good team. They're very big, strong on the wall. This team just proved that we can do really good against the other teams, and we're good in this tournament.
So you will be competing today as well. When will we see you?
We should all play against Australia, and it's going to be a really close match, and it's going to be a really hard fought game, and we're really looking for a win against them.
So we wish you good luck for the game. Congratulations on the game, and we'll see you later. Thank you, guys.
Good little interview there. I do like that lady. I think she asks good questions and is good at getting good answers out of teenage boys. So in the meantime here, on this court, we are still at 0-0 with about 5 minutes to go in the first half. We had a send out for Colombian. So they are currently down to 5 for another 30 seconds. Somebody did message me. Thank you very much, Tom Burgess. The coach is Mick Hyde for the under-19 men. So hopefully he got in there and gave them all a good kick up the bum. Not as much as Bernie would have done for the under-24s, I'm sure, but nobody can yell quite like Bernie can. So a free arm here against the Colombians. QB the free puck on their tin. Again, just not looking like too many bodies down, but getting pushed in, back in as well. Oh, this is good. Need to keep that support up. Needed someone to come in a bit faster there. It's been taken out away again. And again, just handed to a Colombian back. No QB player down there to pop that in. There was actually a bit of a scary moment as well during that interview. It looked like a Colombian was making a full pull breakaway, but apparently they managed to set that off illegally. So it was called up and restarted. But we're now in the Colombian corner. Colombians very much pinning it over there. Tough to see at this point what's going on. Looks like Colombians trying to make a breakout, but QB very much going to cover that there. You can see that offside waiting. Oh, big chance here for QB. Need to get lots of people down. And Colombians have pulled that one outside. The QB did have lots of people coming ready for that follow-up if it had made it out. So that was good. Just unlucky to have been caught by a Colombian there, or a skill on the Colombians' part. There's lots of them down too. Their back wall rotation is looking really solid. You can see they've got people lined up ready to go. And just one guy in the corner absolutely like Iron Manning it apparently. Pick up from GB there, but the support player just a bit too far behind. Lovely work there. Oh, and cleared off by the Colombian. Setting off on a nice big swim here. He'll be looking to pass to his support player, but that is still being chased all the way over by a GB team. He went all the way to his subspin. Very sensible, smart play there to get some fresh bodies in, and GB doing the same. Colombians now making progress up the pool towards the QB goal. You can see now pretty much at the QB third, but QB in possession and swimming into space. A nice flick forward, but no forward there, just a Colombian midline picking that up and directing it back towards their forward. Not much urgency still from the QB team or from the Colombians either, really. Everyone looking a little bit casual. We see he could have swum that. If he'd have done some swimming there, that would have been pretty helpful to get that out to his player without being caught by a Colombian. Number 12 there, working hard to keep that out, Ewan Taylor. That is, he's very young. I'm very proud of him over at West Wickham. He is the brother of Elliot. We love to see him playing, and that was a really great fight there from him down that back wall. So we have a call here. against Colombia again, so GB with the free puck. Another free arm. It's interesting that different teams have different fouls. The Turks like to barge and stick in fringe, but having a lot of free arm calls against the Colombians in this game so far. GB starting to spike up a bit. Same with Colombia, having a lovely full pool swim here across the full width. Turned back around, tried to catch it from a GB player, but not quite. Some fancy stick moves here from a Colombian, but lots of GB players down in the centre to clear that one out, which is lovely to see. Little double team there and a pass picked up by Franco. Good kicking legs there, really on a swim. That was nice. Lots of progress there, but where is the support? He should have had somebody down behind him immediately. That support player there needed to follow up nice and quickly. And again, we needed more down now. Can't score one at a time. Let's get going. That was nice. Nice little dummy there. Excellent support. Where is the support? Oh, there was a call. My bad. Correct to not support that one. Not sure who that little dummy was, but it was beautiful. So, when you're watching this on replay, boys, give that guy a minus fine. Although having said that, he may have stick and fringed, so. Nope, it's a free puck for GB here. Again, in front of the Colombian tin. Lots of them down, but Colombians have gained possession and are taking it out to the wall. Looks like it has stuck under their subspin. Just 20 seconds left to go in the first half of this match. I suspect they will be quite happy to keep it there. I can see a ref playing advantage and we haven't called, but that will probably go straight to time here now with just 2 seconds left. Yeah, we have called time on that first half. So, an exciting first half there. 0-0 still at Colombia, Great Britain, in the under-19 men's division. Both teams clearly skillful and capable of doing much more. There's lots of space on the bottom. As I mentioned, it looks like it's a 3-meter pool, but it's only 2. The Colombians have much more support. They have more bodies on the bottom, but the GB team are successfully making tackles off of them. So if GB can get some more support players down and coming in behind a bit faster, I think it could very well be their game. Coach Mick hides it here. See if we can go to pull microphone. I don't know if I've got one over there. No, we'll just have to guess. Should I put on a Yorkshire accent? Come on, lads. Get to puck into goal. I hope that was good. Sound off in the comments, let me know. Again, trying to spot who's sat out here and I just can't see their numbers. There's lots of flags in the way. Very neat water flotation box here. Some of the other teams have got an absolute mess of pool noodles tied round, but that one is very neatly done. GB supporters all moved several blocks of seats down from Court A over to Court B, from the under-24 ladies to the under-19 men. So they've got an exciting morning. What else have we got going on? What have we got going on today? I asked Gemini to do a summary, and it was terrible at it. AI is not getting all of our jobs yet. That's day 2. Oh, so what I said about the under-24 women earlier, oh no, that was correct, that was fine. So we have a game off after this, a little game break where I might actually eat my breakfast, and then we'll be coming back with the under-19 women against Turkey. It says on Court B, but it'll be one of them. So again, I'll probably be joined by a Turkish commentator there, and we will be listening to horrific fouls. And again, the under-19 women's game yesterday with Turkey did result in their coach being removed from the game entirely, so he will be facing a tribunal at some point today for shouting abuse at the referees with 20 seconds to go in the under-19 women's game. I believe it was a tie, but it is a round robin game, so it feels a bit excessive. As Steve Baldwin said, even he never managed that. So we have 10 seconds left in half-time here before we restart this game. Under-19 men, Colombia versus Great Britain. Currently 0-0, and we are hoping to see a bit more energy from both teams in this second half. Looks like a very tight strike there. Just won by Colombia, and they have possession now, heading it off to that far wall. Swimming with lots of numbers down, making good progress, lots of momentum. But GB have turned that over and are heading back the other way. Again, no support coming immediately on that wall. It looked like the centre had to hop in to help out, and it has now gone back to a Colombian player who is initiating a switch, and switch cancelled. But maintaining possession, swimming into space, very nicely done. Finding a little gap through the GB midline there. GB gaining possession, but lots of Colombian bodies on the bottom pushing forward. GB back with the possession again now, looking to head up the wall, but just no support. Bit of a kerfuffle on the wall, possession going back and forth between the two teams. Colombians making sort of slow progress towards the tin, and a flick out into the centre there. Stopped by the GB back, but lots of Colombians on the bottom. They are getting very, very close now. Looks like that is a solid opportunity, and just cleared. Turned back around into the centre and caught by a GB forward. There was definitely something happening there. Stick infringement against GB, so Colombians will have a free puck on the GB tin. They really created a great opportunity there by swimming into that space. Took advantage of the fact there was just the one GB player down. It's pretty much a 3-on-1, so he did do a good job of clearing that out, but the second player coming down to clear that out, not doing it so legally. Everyone is doing the Turkish strat lately of the wall, of lovely barging, going straight into the centre. We're going to see an absolute mess here. Oh, cleared out by a GB player and picked up again by Colombian. All the players have gone up, punched off, looks like Franco there. Another Colombian picking it up. That was a lovely little tackle. Swimming round, trying to find the space. Picked up again by a GB player who very lazily flicks it out to the side without going over there himself. Colombian pushing down the back wall. Have they made it into the tin? No, that is a likely a gloving call from that area of the pool against Colombia. So we're having a referee timeout, I believe. Yeah. So the referee was playing advantage for encroachment against GB. So the Colombians will take another puck, but it was no goal because the gloving was gloving. So Colombians with another free puck now on the GB tin. Kind of crazy to play that advantage for so long, but we like advantage. We like letting games flow, and she's playing it again there now. Can we switch to the underwater camera? Looks like heads are facing to the corner, so they are sort of aiming away. Got a call there. Was that a goal? Now we're at the underwater camera, so I can't see the refs. Looks like it was no goal. GB are having someone sent out for encroachment at this stage, their second encroachment. Again, it was, so no goal because advantage was being played for encroachment. GB player sent out for that second encroachment. I think just the 1 minute. And we're taking another free puck here. Harry McHale, 1 minute. Yeah, if we can now go to the underwater camera, that would be great. It looks like it's very much centred on the GB tin. Lots of Colombians down. Can see GB bodies, but lots of Colombians. And it's been cleared out in that opposite direction. Got a good swim on here. Could have space for lots of progress. Turned support a bit slow to come, but has arrived now. Why aren't you swimming anywhere? Let's go. GB did well to clear that out there, recover from those encroachments, have made it a solid way up the pool. And we have a call from a ref here as well. We are having a ref timeout. I believe they are sending another GB player out. Didn't see what for, but it looks like it's going for more than 1 minute this occasion. Harry McHale only has 10 seconds left before he can get back in the water. So GB won't be at 4 for long. But the GB sin bin looking like a very naughty bench right now. So that is Captain Harry Walker there with 2 minutes out. Again, didn't see what for. The boys are writing down all of the fouls and things that are happening. So I'm sure they will be able to tell everyone later if you remember to ask. Colombians now making solid progress before the tin, and it looks like that was an own goal, to be honest. Tough one to try and save that. is still trying, which I respect, but referees have called that. One of the referees doesn't seem to be quite aware yet. I think we're having another ref's timeout. Yep, they will be having some discussion there. Like I said, on the camera angle, which if we could get a replay would be great, it pretty much looked like the GB player gloved it into the tin on his own glove. Really easy to do when it's that close to the tin and you're trying to clear it out. See if we can get in pool microphone.
If you touch the yellow,
If the hole is inside the hole, but then touch the back or bottom. Is it the bottom? Yes.
Yeah, so
sure.
hold
it the bottom. Put it in the box and on the bottom. You got bottom and straight away come up. So I hit the bottom and came out. Yes. So here is the goal. The bottom. Yeah, here's the goal. I see.
so it put the yellow all in yellow.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I think
Sounding like a goal here.
Oh, slightly out. So not fully in the box. So that's a no goal. All right. Is that?
Or
yes,
maybe
is
not.
that right? Or
Why do you say sorry?
because you have a better view. Right, it's drop, but so it's like you see. Yeah, okay.
Was it
If you yes.
was it a clean was it a clean tackle?
Yeah, it's a clean, but
Okay. I was asking if it was a clean tackle.
okay, so we got yeah. No go.
So we have a no goal here after a discussion with the refs, and we'll be starting with an equal puck. I think basically everyone's gloves were on the puck and it just skidded along the edge but didn't quite go all the way in. Obviously our feed is slightly blurrier than the vision of the refs. It looks like we had... I read the refs out already. We had Melly there. And some other ones. So we had the equal puck, looks like Colombians have got possession, and again trying very hard to slam it into the goal. Can just see in that gap it's still going down. They are right-handed players, will be a good side for them. They can do it without gloving, but looks like again GB clearing it. Bit of a kerfuffle in the middle and a loose puck there. Goods are out to the side, and we have a call. Can't quite see this one. We have a send out for free arming. Looks like it is a Colombian player being sent out. Sorry, I haven't got the Colombian name sheet, so I can't say who that is, but it will pop up on the screen shortly, hopefully. So GB having absorbed all that pressure for the first 5 minutes of the second half, and now on 5-on-5 with a free puck in front of their tin. I think I'd have gone sub spin, but it was a lovely flick over there. That was Samuel Dominguez out for a minute, so we'll shortly be having a GB power play, but it will be for only about 30 seconds. There. Can see Harry Walker is preparing to get back in the water. So actually, yes, what the GB boys have done very sensibly is taken the puck over to the sin bin. Big, strong swim from a Colombian there, and picked up by, well supported, on the inside by another Colombian player. Enough GB boys there. If I'd gone out wide, that could have been pretty dangerous for them. It was their last man making that tackle, but he made the tackle he did, so all is well, and it's being taken back to their corner. Harry back in the water now, so GB with 6 and Colombia on 5 for another 10 seconds. Again, puck very close to the tin there. Not sure. It seemed like nobody was there. Couldn't see the puck. It was all disappeared, but back out again to the GB corner. And I think more Colombians down than GB there, but if it's safe in the corner's like basically 2 extra people. GB making a break for it up the wall there. These boys did yesterday receive quite a few send-outs in the end for corner rules for delay of game. So good to see them making an attempt to come out of the wall, the corner now. And we have a call here. Let's see what that was for. That is against the Colombians. Oh, I'm going to make you on. A stick infringement against the Colombians here. So QB again having absorbed that pressure while getting another chance at a free puck. Just over half of the second half remaining for one of these teams to try and get a goal. Although it's very, these 0-0 games are really, well, I would say really exciting. This one I'm a little bit underwhelmed by. I want to see more from both of these teams. We saw more in their games yesterday. They do have more energy than this. I know it's early in the morning and they're teenage boys, but I want to see a bit more hype. So a call against QB here. I didn't see what it was, but it will pop up shortly. Grabbing barrier or goal. These barriers are lovely. They are very, very sturdy and well fixated, so it is kind of tempting to grab them. But flat palms on the back, people. Let's not give these ones away. Got a ref playing advantage here, presumably for the Colombians. Yeah, that's a free arming against GB here. So push back another couple meters again for grabbing the goal. So Colombians with another free puck here. Just past the halfway line, kind of approaching the QB third at this point. Lots of QB boys lined up, ready to try and stop it. But Colombians trying to take that out wide. Done pretty successfully. Lots of support coming there. Come on, lad, you should have just swam that one forward. Lots of bodies down. QB facing sideways and heading that straight off to the wall. Successfully cleared out again there. They really are absorbing this pressure. The sort of momentum and support moving up into the attacking third of the goal has been a little bit lackluster, but they are very keen not to concede, and it has been paying off. Back to the corner. Lots of bodies down there. You can see this Colombian playing sort of the left wing really sitting off wide. They are hoping to get that puck and swim a straight line to the goal. Looks like it's coming out along the back wall instead, though. That left wing coming in now, hoping it pops out. Oh, goodness me, that was close. Get a swim on, lad. Get going. You can make lots of space there. Keep going. No, that's not your buzzer. Oh my goodness me. Why on earth was he stopping for that? Can we switch back to the underwater camera, please? There was no call there. Can't believe he stopped for that. It could have gone the whole way. Franco with the puck. Well done for the boys for clearing that out. Who was that? I kind of just slagged him off, but he did do a very nice clear right off the edge of the tin. If we could have a replay, that would be fab. Just so I can see if I can get the name. But it was a great clear regardless. But shouldn't have stopped for that buzzer. I know it's tiring when you've been down and done that work, and then looking up the full length of the pool, you think, God, do I really have to do this? But if you'd have done that there, that would have been good. Colombian player waiting a rather long time here. That is the buzzer going, so might be getting an equal puck. I think the ref's been lenient. It is very difficult to hear that buzzer when people are yelling. Less than 5 minutes to go in this second half of this game now. So we will shortly be getting into buzzer clock stopping time. A swim out wide from GB here. That looks like Franco, but cleared off by a Colombian player who sets off in the other direction. Oh, very nicely done from that Colombian player. Some real energy there. He is making that drive happen. And number 2, Austin Gilbert, doing some wiggling around there to keep possession. That's a lovely shot of the bum there. GB boys again coming in when it's needed with the support. George making his way up that wall. You can see them. They really don't want to concede. I wish they wanted to score as much as they didn't want to concede, because a draw is great. 0-0 is better than a loss, but okay, no, we've managed to not glove that too much, I think. But 1-0 would be better. So let's get going. Again, cleared off nicely by the Colombians. There, lots of them down in this middle section of the pool where GB, you can see them if you look around here. That's nice, making space there. But where is the support for that guy? It's coming in very late, coming in from a weird angle. No one down in front to back tackle. Oh, there was someone. They were in a bit of a weird position. Didn't even see them. Good pick up there. Again, forward a bit slow to come down. And the centre's coming down, not in a great body position either. I want to see them flat on the bottom, facing forward. ready to make progress when that puck pops out, to really take advantage of those loose pucks, and make a big drive towards the goal, please. Coach McHyde calling for a GB timeout here, so we will have a 1 minute rest. They'll get there eventually, the boys. Oh, look, he's got a little tapping on his little head. Yeah, so I will take another bite of my Nutella bread. I've been just sort of holding it the whole time. Oh goodness, the score in the other game is under 19 men China versus South Africa is 5-5, which is a pretty wild score. They must be tired. Refs are tired from all that putting the puck back. I hope this isn't like ASMR of me queuing. I am trying to move the microphone away as I queue. Hit the 15-second whistle there. Boys down very, very early for that. That was the buzzer. You can go now. I think it's difficult to tell what 15 seconds is when you're excited. Wiggling the puck there, but ultimately taking it sort of directly into the Colombian stick. There we go. That was the sport I wanted to see. Flick forward to a forward. Doesn't quite come off, but can't argue about that. That was a bit of a lazy curl and pass there. The sport was not in the ideal position, but, you know, would have been fine if you'd made an effort to get it to him. Trying to clear this across trying to get this into their centre now. Colombians keen not to. And, they are taking it across their own tin, and the advantage of that not taken by GB. If we'd had a, lovely little knockdown. If we had 3 players on the bottom from GB facing forwards at this point, could have had really good progress. Lots of loose pucks, or one Colombian at a time, having to wiggle around with it and just not being used. So that little knockdown was caught by the refs, of course. So we are having a free puck against GB here for Colombia. Let's see what they do with it. Suspect they'll sort of take it to the wall. We're now in the final 2 minutes, so game clock is stopping for fouls. Lovely push there from Colombia. He knew where his other player was going to be. Good drive into space. I'm not sure how that could have been a legal knockdown, but I can't see an advantage being played. A bit of a kerfuffle in general in the middle here. GB boys trying to make that flick, but just a little bit late. Kicking legs from the Colombian, but again followed by the GB players. Nice little dummy in there, but still caught out and curled off. 1 minute 20 left in this game. I've got a piece of bread stuck in my throat and my eyes are watering. Colombians heading towards the tin. GB really won't want to be conceding at this point. Flick out there. I was going to say it was lazy, but it did at least go to another player. I'm not sure how he thought that was going to go through to Matt James there. There were 3 Colombians in the way. It was more likely to hit one of them in the head than it was to get through to the GB player. Under the GB sub spin now. Good place to have it. No, that's not your buzzer. Do not go up for that. Nice swim. Missed the support, but coming on the other side. That was a nice coil there. But again, look, 3 Colombians down and ready to deal with it. Good support there. Bit of a change of direction would be good to get into space. Your support is on the inside where you want to score the goals. Let's go. Nice underbody shove there, but the forward just a little bit slow to see where it was going. 20 seconds remaining in this game. The boys have now picked up a bit. We're seeing more numbers down. We have a call here. We will take a... Clock is stopping with 15 seconds remaining. The Australian men are preparing for the next game and are entirely blocking my view from the commentator's box to the court. So thank you for the overhead shot. We can now see it was a glove and court against Colombia for GB. We're right on their tin now. This is an everyone down trying to get it in situation. There's only 15 seconds to go. They can all hold their breath that long, but so can the Colombians, and they will be trying to drive it straight out to the corner, and they will not be coming up if they succeed. I think that is being absolutely pinned there for another 4 seconds. I don't see that coming out of that corner. There's a call, but I think we're pretty much there. There might be 2 seconds left by the time it's stopped, but I suspect that's time. think that is called time there. So a 0-0 draw in the end for GB versus Colombia. Yeah, decent game to watch. Like I said before, I would have hoped for more from both teams. I think the GB players were sort of individually doing good things, making tackles in sort of 3-on-1 confrontations, but just not enough of them down at any point to make the drives really count and to keep the momentum up. So hopefully we will see that pick up for their game later in the day. I'm sure they were just not quite awake yet. So that will be 4:30 against Australia in the other court. So that's, I believe, 2:30 UK time. So you can tune in then. Next GB game is, oh look, it's the staff, the camera guys. Cute. That must be very meta for them. So next GB game is at 11:15 local time, which is 9:15 UK time, and that will be against Turkey, the under-19 women. We'll see if their coach gets sent out again. Tune in then. I will have eaten breakfast by then. See you soon.
Yeah.